everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this Mother's Day collage. Now this collage, it can be done in steps so that it doesn't become a hot mess, and we call this process art because it's really a focus on the process and the making instead of the finished product. But there are ways to kind of make it appealing and pleasing while still enjoying the process and making it fun for the kids. First, what we're going to be doing is painting the canvas, and so you put out all the paint and just kind of let them go at it. Try to encourage them to paint the sides if you can. And then once that's dried some, we have glue with a brush, and they can brush the glue on and then put on the scraps of paper to kind of add a texture. Then what you're going to want to do is put on the picture. You'll probably have to help them cut it out, depending on the age of the kid. And then they can put on the sparkles to finish it off. There's also some glitter glue included, so that can be brushed on. Just try to save the faces, but that can be brushed on to kind of add a little bit of sparkle and fun to it. All right, let's get started. So the first step to our Mother's Day collage on our canvases is we're going to clean our brush, make sure our brush is clean, and I'm going to kind of wipe it off on the water dish. And then I'm going to paint with different colors. Now, there's really no right or wrong way to paint on your canvas. It could be abstract, which means it doesn't really have to look like anything in particular. Or you can paint a scene, but what you're really going to want to do is make sure that you cover all the white space. That's what makes sure that our canvas feels finished. So in between colors, I'm going to clean my brush in the water dish, and I'm going to pick up a different color. And all these colors go together, which means they pretty much can be mixed and look good. You have to be careful with the purple and the green, but I can color it however I want, and it really is going to turn out pretty good. So I'm going to clean my brush and pick up a different color. Now what I like to do is I like to cover the whole thing, and then I might go back and draw something on top. That way, if I'm not painting something and then trying to paint around it to cover all the white space, I don't get so tired. So I'm going to paint the whole thing, and then maybe go back and add some flowers or some shapes. Okay, like I said, you have to be careful not to mix the purple and the green too much, or you start to get a little bit of a brown, but a little bit's okay. And then I can do some colors on top. Look, that blue and green makes kind of a dark green. Clean my brush in between. Maybe I do want to do a flower, and I'll do the center. I could do designs. I could take my green and do zigzags. Whoops. I thought I was cleaning my brush and I just dumped it in there. I could do polka dots. I'm going to do this on contrasting colors. This is your artwork, so you can do it however you want. See, I can do purple on top of the blue, and maybe I do a spiral. And then maybe I add in something for the blue. Let's see, maybe some lines. Ew, and then wouldn't this look great? Kind of looks like grass, doesn't it? So abstract doesn't mean that it doesn't look totally like something, but it doesn't look exactly like something. And of course it's Mother's Day, so I gotta add in a heart somewhere. Okay, so our next step is to collage, but we're going to let this dry a little bit before we start gluing on top. So put this to the side, and you might get your collage materials ready. Okay, once my canvas has dried mostly, you can see that there's still some wet spots.
Wet spots are actually okay because wet paint acts like glue. So I can actually just stick things right on top. But if it's dry below and it's coming off, then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue underneath like that. Or you can wait till it's completely dry, and this project can be done in sections. Because that's not wanting to stay down, is it? Okay, so I'm just going to spread a little bit of glue and put down my collage pieces. Just a little bit of glue and collage piece. Now, tissue paper is one of my favorites because I can layer. So I can do that. I don't want to rub too much glue because the paint will come up. So I just want a little bit of glue wherever I'm going to put pieces. And I want to try to put pieces, see how that green didn't really show up, but I can put it down here on the purple and it looks so good. Now these pieces of paper are some of my favorites. You see how this is kind of boring, it's just purple. You can use that side, that's fine. But look how beautiful that is. It has lots of different lines and textures. Those are called painted paper and they're my favorite. So, and then if the tissue paper comes up, you just go over it a little bit with some glue and water. I can, especially if that one's not going to stay down, I'm going to put some more on top of it. Hold it there for a second. There it goes, it stays. And again, I'm going to layer some tissue paper. Oh, looks like that was a couple pieces. I'll just pick that one up. Wait, they keep coming. So this is really up to you, and it's okay if you cover up some of the pieces that you, or some of the things you painted, because in the end it's going to look so much more interesting with all of these layers of paper and color. Okay, so once I feel like I'm done collaging, I might add another one in the middle. Remember, I'm going to still put my my Mother's Day picture on top, but that, like I said, some things will get covered up and that's okay. Okay, so once I'm done with that, so now that I've done my collage, I'm going to cut out my Mother's Day picture. Now, you can have ask your mom to help you with this, or you can do it yourself. You can find a picture from around the house and copy it, or you can on the printer, or you can ask your mom first if it's okay if you take a picture that is laying around the house. Okay, and I'm just going to cut out the bodies carefully, and if some of it's missing, that's okay. Look, she kind of has funny feet. Don't want to mess up my picture. So I'm going to take that off carefully. And I might just fix these feet a little bit. Okay, so once I have my picture, I'm going to decide where I want to put it. Kind of want it in the middle. It can be askew a little bit or off to the side. And then I'm going to glue down. I can either glue, on the back of it. Oops, got a little bit of paint on it, that's okay. And glue on the back of it on a clean area, or I can glue on my canvas and then put it down. Okay, so I'm going to put it down and I'm gonna hold it for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now it's okay if I get a little bit of paint on there, it's gonna dry. And then this is a good time to go and start adding sequins. So I might just make a little bit of a dot with the corner of my brush and put these around like this. Notice I'm using the colors that kind of go with my color scheme. I could put sequins on my picture if I want. Just don't cover the faces because your mom's going to want to see her face and your face. Okay. And then once it's almost done, this is the best time to do the glitter glue. Okay, so I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush and I'm going to kind of brush certain areas with glitter glue. I'm not going to do it everywhere and I'm not going to do it over faces, but especially the photo I want to highlight. So I'm going to just brush some glue on around the photo and maybe over here. You can see my picture's still a little bit wet. Alright, and my collage is done. I'm ready to let it dry a little bit. I hope your mother has a wonderful Mother's Day and I know she's going to love your art.